So talking about the Buddha nature, I would rather refer this instinct, basic instinct, that the instinct that we have involved, that we have a potential, that's not quite purely believing on the faith that somebody said that you have an instinct, therefore you must presume it, but it is quite evidential with our life situation. We have searched for a long, long time continuously for happiness, right? We try to be happy, physically, comforting, psychologically, and everything. And the mankind worked towards it, trying to present any kind of happiness. If we feel that we can't travel for a long distance, we invented motor cars, we invented airplanes, get faster and easier, comforting journeys. If it feels cold, we invented central heating. If it feels hot, we invented air conditioning, and all the rest of it. We have managed to do everything. If we feel tired of cooking, invented TV dinners or canned foods. We could just open them and cook them. We have achieved tremendously. If we took happiness as a literal one. But it seems that more you have the higher standards of living, more dissatisfaction goes on. As I understand the reports that comes from different countries, that each country has a higher standards for living, has higher rate of suicide. Which is understandable. If we are working for higher pleasure, physical comfort, then our mind doesn't have to look for that. It doesn't have to act, or there's no function for the mind anymore. And somehow or other that mind completely reaches a state of bewilderment, physically comfortable, every expectation and wish has been fulfilled, there is no further things to fulfill. Complete bewilderment about some things and some things not quite right. That kind of process goes on all the time. So much dissatisfaction involved with this country, for instance. But there's nothing wrong with that. More we try to suppress intelligence and more we try to produce seduction to the civilization, then the basic intelligence will begin to pop up. No one can express that. Begin to look for further intelligent ways of seeing the situation as it is. That's why hundreds of people and millions of people are looking for some kind of answers. Not only in this country, I live in 12, but any country involved with materialism or psychological materialism as such is looking for that kind of process of dissatisfaction. Dissatisfaction brings inquisitive mind, invokes inquisitive mind, and the inquisitive mind will begin to work through searching for something else, which provoked that us being here all together, and we are trying to work out something together. Everybody here is part of that provocation, without such material comfort at the beginning, as well as psychological discomfort afterwards that we won't be here. That's what brought us here together, all together. That is Buddha nature. That is the basic intelligence that provokes something that you can't express or you can't smooth out. That basic intelligence continuously popping up all together. And more we try to suppress the down of such basic intelligence by means of physical, material or ideological comfort, then continuously pops up. And comes up altogether. We might feel this is kind of a nuisance, extremely unpleasant situation if we can't really make ourselves really fundamentally happy. But that's the way it is. That's the instinct that we have, unfortunately. Unfortunately, we started from open situation, and we try to crowd ourselves with hundreds of things, and there's a tremendous affinity with that open situation, which is intelligence, which is Buddha instinct, goes on all the time. That's what happens. So fundamentally we can't deny or we can't blame on the situation that we are in. We should be grateful for the situation that we are in. But the only way that we could work with that is to acknowledge such dissatisfaction is evoked by negative things. After all, negative, bad things are not all that bad as we expect. Negative things brings out positive things continuously, as happens. The only way to work with that is instinctive. They're dealing with such quality, such situation, trying to work with instinct, trying to imitate that basic instinct, which is the practice of meditation. In a sense, that technique of meditation practice comes halfway from outward. Because of that, like brewing yeast, brewing beer, the inward situation of that same quality comes halfway, and one finds that meeting point of the instinct and application meet halfway. At some stage that it becomes a natural process that one doesn't have to push too hard on the application as big scene, big deal as such. It just meets halfway and it works along with that.